Election day is coming, but not this election. These elections for your favorite ICE anime shader. Visit the URL in the video description. Cast your vote through the week, and each Saturday a free anime ICE shader will be announced for you to download. There's no catch, no strings attached.
Don't forget to vote. Pierre has free anime shaders. Election is yours. Vote today.
If this is the first time visiting my channel, my name is Pierre Schiller. I've worked as a 3D animator and VFX compositor for more than 20 years. I am also a Blender Foundation certified trainer, and my job is to help artists and studios integrate Blender into their 3D pipeline workflow.
In case you missed our previous video, we did a lot of setup with the Genshin Impact characters, talking about lights, talking about shadow problems, talking about the shaders, talking about the textures. So please go to last video, the link is in the description below, and check it out. So we finally have our results in for this Saturday's shader for the free anime ICE stylized shaders, and here are the results. I'll be giving you a walkthrough ahead. By the way, I want to thank these wonderful patrons who support the channel. They will be receiving part 3 and 4 for the Blender to Snapchat AR training series. If you're interested in what I publish on Patreon, you can follow me there. And who knows, maybe you can consider supporting all of the cool projects I post into that social network. Another way of supporting this channel is by leaving your comments in the comment section below for all of the videos that you really like and appreciate. I appreciate it very much as well. We got some exciting news for the community. If you visit the Blogspot site of this channel, now you can see the content has been rearranged. It's got a new face lift up so you can enjoy more free content as well. If you are a Tumblr user, you can go there, and one of the most prominent features that that place has is that you can click on this button and ask me anything you want. So if you want something direct, free, and no publicity, Tumblr is a place to go. Just go there, ask me whatever thing you want, and then just click this button here. And another great thing about this that I really like the most is that you can play the videos solely on this floating window, and you can also check the status, the comments, the details over here, and the interactions, which is very important, so you can see how people are checking all these videos out. And also, if you missed some of the previous episodes, you can go here into the archive, click there, and everything you need to know, it's placed in a very nifty way. So let's talk about the winners for the free anime shader of this week. So the stylized anime ICE shader winner of this week was the 90s anime shader, which is this that I have right here. You have the license over here. So if you don't know what a CC by SA4 license does, you can come here into the website and check it out, what you can and what you cannot do with these shaders. Obviously this is open source, so I bid you to use them. I bid you to use them commercially, do whatever what you want. This is free. This is the Blender community, and this is my gift to you, all of you, because we're almost about to reach the 10K user subscribers here in YouTube. So I'm very happy. I want to give you this for free, and there are more gifts along the way because I'm very positive on what this series of shaders are doing, and I have big plans for 2021. God willing, that we can continue to do this for all of you. So if you're interested in how this works, it's very simple. All of the parameter colors are right here. You can manipulate them, and the only thing that I cannot figure out yet, maybe this is because some recent update on Blender, if you right click on any of these values and then click on reset value, for example, I'm going to copy that, reset to default value, this defaults to 0, even though the node itself, if you press tab, you're going to enter the node, and if you press N, you will see the parameters that you have right here. So in this case, I think it was this one, and you can see that the minimum value is -1000, and the maximum value is this one, and the default value should be this one. So whenever you right click, set to default value, it should turn back to this, but right now it is not happening. Maybe it's because I have some plugin, some weird plugin activated, I don't know. Well, As you can see, the properties of the shader itself come into the bar, so that's another nifty thing. You can manipulate the entire shader parameters from this bar, from the item tab bar, whenever you press N. And I can take this even further, because if you saw my Fixie character driven colors by properties, that is also going to be available for the very last shader that you asked me. So right now you can see that this went wrong, so I'm going to repaste again the ice scale. So therefore you can manipulate it. If you press shift, you can turn this even slowly, so that moves the scale of the size. So let's see that I like the influence of the ozone to be a little bit less. Then what are you going to get? You're going to get a dry icy look. See, because the ozone is what you find whenever oxygen is captured into the water. I'm not going to get into the chemical part of it, but if you like that, I can answer some more questions about it. So the internal bubble scratches, default value is 20. If you can go up or down, you can see the scratches, which are meant to be oxygens traveling into a current of water captured by lower temperatures, are displayed that way. So that's cool. The internal block size, it's this block sizes that you see here, so you can play with that as well. That's nifty. The internal water canal right now, you can see it's right here. Let me play with that so you can see it. So you can press shift like I mentioned before, and then you can see that it's moving there. So you can animate all of this, like if you press I or right click, insert keyframe, or directly press the letter I, you can animate this directly. So if you have a timeline, then you can set a keyframe on frame 1, keyframe on frame number 70, and then move this parameter slowly. Ice is going to look just amazing. Now if you want to open this up some more, like the size of the water canal, you can also do it. So let's see. So the freezing scratches is referring to obviously what the parameter says. The freezing scratches that are created whenever we have a high speed and a low speed freezing zone. Okay, so that's freezing scratches. And remember, you can copy the parameter before changing it, because right now right click and set to default value is not working. I don't know why. So the rim light intensity does exactly that. You can even freeze, or rather make your coldness in the ice be rougher with this parameter. Look at that. But it's also meant to work as the rim light intensity, so that's that. You can move that. And finally, the dry ice influence. If you pull this all the way up, and then the rim light influence, you will see some nifty changes in the rim light. Okay, so that's just around the silhouette of the entire character. So you may experiment with those parameters in your own time. So that's something that obviously you would want to move and manipulate. So the fake refraction, how does this work? So if you click this, it's going to work in the inverted section. So whenever you pick something blue, it's picking something yellow. If you pick something green, it's picking something pink, as you can see right here. Okay, so that's why it's called fake refraction. I'm not going to explain this, but if you ask me in the comment section below, I can answer with a more detailed question. So the more you saturate this, the more you will saturate it inverted into that other side of the spectrum. So this is like saturating over to this side. Okay. And Mr. Shilo, why do you do these crazy things? Why don't you directly do this over here? Yes, I can do that, but right now I had to do this in a rush. So I can fix it if you want, but it makes more sense for a technical artist that this thing works this way. So that's that, and then you connect that anime ice shader into an emission just by outputting the color into emission, and you can play with the strength. For example, I'm going to place this at 2, and then obviously you are going to get a higher value for that, and then you can continue play with the ice color. Let's say I like this kind of a greenish ice color, and the ozone color, it's there and cool as well. That was a pun intended. Oh, Mr. Schiller, but I thought this was going to work with my PBR shaders, because I really love your anime style, and I thought I could do, I don't know, some kind of imitating a very popular game name, inserting here. Um, but no, Mr. Schiller, you locked us with this. We are only doing this with an emission shader. Yes, but before telling you about how you can improve this, please do not forget to always connect your texture coordinate where it says vector, okay? The texture coordinate of your material, of your object, or the UV coordinates are expected to be connected in here, into the vector. I'm going to rename this right now, right here in front of everyone. I'm going to select that one and then press End panel. Here I have my interface, and then I'm going to rename this as texture chord input. Here we go. Press tab and then you're out of it again. If you want to enter that node, you can click here, or you can just press tab. There's a text here telling you which are the default values. You can explore this at your own time and play with the shader colors and stuff. I left you some trails of identified nodes there, which are not connected, but they are meant to give you some sort of guidance for that. All right, so yeah, Mr. Schiller, I'm pretty sad because I wanted this to be a realistic ice shader, but now you blocked me, Mr. Shader, and that's not good. I don't like that. Okay, no, you are not confined to this if you know your nodes around. So let's say in the case that you have a principal PBR shader, let's see how that works. I'm going to cut this emission so no one gets confused there. Delete. And then I have a principal shader. Your material has been applied to your generated texture coordinates. Now you can see there texture coordinate input. So texture coordinate input. That makes sense. Awesome. So connect the color into the base color of the principal BSDF shader and then connect it into the surface. Mr. Schiller, if this is a procedural texture and everything is made procedural, then I should see my texture. Indeed, and this is a result. But like I mentioned before, right now in the render result, you do not see any really appealing result. And why is that? Because if you're going to work with PBR shaders, or rather the principal shader, you'll need a light. So I include one for you right here, that if you switch it on, then your PBR shader is going to get direct illumination now. And obviously you can play with the color, and guess what? That thing is going to react to that. Mr. Schiller, this is freaking believable. This is unbelievable. Can I use this and use it as a bump node? Sure indeed. I included this scene with this node that says connected to a normal or bump map. Use it on your own, because if you do know how to use a bump map, then you can regulate the strength and obviously connect the result to the normal into the principal PBR shader. Mr. Schiller, I want this ice to be transparent. Dude, you're asking too much. Slow down. Okay? Press N, and if you come here to the options, you can see that the alpha blend has been activated already for the material for the 90s anime eyes, but you should also activate it for your principal BSDF with alpha blend. That way you can play with the transparency, or rather the transmission as we call it here in the principal shader. And if you amp this value, then you will get transparency. Right now it's calculating, it's very heavy. Of course, it could be my machine, but then yours is probably even faster. But this way you can start working in your real object transmission, and when it's done you can try to see or try to apply some more lights back there. You already know how transparency works, and please do not forget to activate screen space refraction to get real crystalline look. And here on your scene options, do not forget to also activate screen space reflections. This is very important for your PBR to work with transparency, and then you can set other nodes to work along with that. But yeah, that's basically how you get the bumps, and as you can see right there, they are awesome. They are looking cool, scratchy, stylish, everything you want. And this is all, you guys, the first of 10 free anime stylized ice shaders just for you. Just because you've supported this channel, I really wanted to do this with passion because you deserve it. You make this community grow. You help each other. I couldn't be happier, and I want that happiness to be reflected on your work. And if you do something with this kind of shading, please tag me along. Let me know. Post on your socials. Redirect people. Share your work. There's nothing else that really makes me happy than seeing new users that are constantly striving to create better, amazing things. Just this morning, I had a conversation with someone very prominent into the medics field, and he has two young boys who are working in their own branding, in their own toys, in their own series using Blender, and the results, which they will be shown later in the networks, is just fantastic. It's just breathtaking. I mean, big congratulations to these guys. They are really making Blender, the Blender community, inspiration for all of the younger generations. And I'll be talking more about them in a following video, but for right now, this is everything I wanted to show you about the winner of this week's for this anime stylized shader. So thank you very much. You can read everything you need to read about it here. And if you need more information, please select the node, press tab, enter into it, explore it, tweak it, do whatever you want. It is yours. And last but not least, let's say that you have a brand new Blender scene right here. It's a blank. Shift A, I'm going to add my monkey because why not? And he is going to receive that anime shader. So let's say you finish modeling. How do you receive the anime shader? You're going to go into File, Append. This window will pop up. You can navigate to where you downloaded the shader. You can add it as a bookmark favorite. Let me delete it. You can add it as a bookmark favorite to that location. And from there, you can double click here. You're going to find all of these collections, all of these folders, all of these materials. The right way to append it would be through materials, select material, select 90s anime eyes, do append, and now select the monkey. Come here into the material tab, and from the material tab, just click on 90s anime eyes. And to see it happen, you need to open a new window rather. Select the monkey, press Shift F3. That will take you to the shader editor. That is what you want. Press N to get rid of that option thing. And that's it. You get that import option there. If you are not planning into using normal, don't worry. Just you delete this thing. Delete the principal shader. I just left it there for your own use, for your own time. And here you go. You can start playing with this ice scale, the initial block size, whatever you want to do with this shader. It is yours. It is free. It is licensed under CCSA 4. So check what you can and what you cannot do with it. I bid you to post whatever you want with this and use it in your own time. You don't even have to credit me. I mean, you just have to share it with your friends. I want everyone really to know that Blender is very easy to use. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next video. I will be opening this new section, which is called Advanced or 3D and VFX Advanced Animation Questions. So every question you got, you think it's too difficult to answer in any of the other forums, you can come here and ask everything about it, because I try to serve you as best as I can. So if you got questions, you can type them in the comment section below, and I'll be picking up the best ones for the next video. So remember, no difficult or technical questions goes unanswered or left behind. Another advanced user asked the following question. Let's say I filmed real actors on a green screen and put them into this 3D model. The plan is to import them as EXR file sequence into Blender for scene layout. Then I'll put the render frames with that AOVs or ABC files into Nuke for compositing. This question was answered rather briefly on the other video. I bid you to see the video description down below. And basically what he wanted to know is what the correct workflow is to bring something that has been chroma keyed and also match move to Blender. How is Blendering is Blender handling the entire workflow to integrate these three basic functions which we have, which is the chroma key, the match moving, and also the 3D integration and shading. So check it out. It is very interesting. A question I get a lot is, when will I launch part 4 of 4 for the stylized Guilty Gear shaders? Will I include something related to Guilty Gear Strive? And the short answer is, the original team that developed the look and feel of the Guilty Gear XR series went to develop Dragon Ball Z fighters. Okay, this was a long time ago. So the Guilty Gear Strive has a new team which is bigger. They do not make the creative decisions as the previous team. So they all continue to work in Unreal. But the art direction also changed, meaning that the look and feel of the original series also changed. And I will talk about more about that in part 4 of 4. But it will be the purpose of the series for me to publish something that will obviously not match to the new style. Long story short, yes, I will cover some of that in part 4 of 4, but we still need to get some technical notes about them. Another very important notice is that the community tab still works in our channel. It was previously announced in YouTube that the community tab was going to disappear. I don't know, probably it's around the end of this month. But I want you to know that I always post good and meaningful content and also insights. For example, these questions that I am addressing directly to the Guilty Gear Strive developers. Okay, so if you want to read more about that, you can visit the community page and get more insights about what I am doing at the moment. This is my most lively updates that you can get from, and also from my socials.
Try Blender. Blender is powerful and beyond industry compatible. See you in the next video.